Disaster can strike anyone, rich or poor. It doesn't discriminate. Whether it's a hurricane, an earthquake, or a sudden economic downturn, everyone is vulnerable. The key to weathering these storms lies in preparedness, but that doesn't mean you need to spend a fortune. But here's the good news. Being prepared for emergencies doesn't have to drain your bank account. With a little creativity and some smart planning, you can build a robust emergency kit on a budget. Start by setting aside a small amount of money each week. Even a few dollars can add up over time. It's about resourcefulness, ingenuity, and a bit of grit. Think about what you already have at home. Many household items can be repurposed for emergency use. For example, an empty soda bottle can be turned into a water filter, and old newspapers can be used for insulation. Forget fancy store-bought survival kits. They can be overpriced and filled with items you may never use. Instead, focus on the essentials. Water, food, shelter, and first aid are your top priorities. You can find many of these items at discount stores or even make them yourself. We're going back to basics. Simple, reliable tools are often the best. A good knife, a sturdy flashlight, and a basic first aid kit can go a long way. Don't underestimate the power of knowledge either. Learning basic survival skills can be just as important as having the right gear. We're going to learn how to turn everyday items into life-saving tools. Did you know that a simple can opener can be a lifesaver in an emergency? Or that duct tape can be used for everything from repairing gear to creating makeshift bandages? The possibilities are endless when you start thinking outside the box. We're going to rediscover the lost arts of bartering, foraging, and community reliance. In times of crisis, your community can be your greatest asset. Share resources, skills, and knowledge with your neighbors. Plant a community garden, organize a skill-sharing workshop, or start a bartering system. Together, we are stronger. This isn't just about surviving doomsday. It's about building resilience for any challenge life throws your way. Whether it's a natural disaster, a personal crisis, or a global pandemic, being prepared means being ready to face the unknown with confidence and strength. So, let's get started on this journey of preparedness, one step at a time. Look around your house. You might be surprised at the hidden potential in everyday items that you usually overlook. That empty coffee can sitting in your kitchen, it's not just trash. With a little creativity, it can be transformed into a hobo stove, perfect for cooking in an emergency situation. Simply cut out a few holes for ventilation, and you have a portable, efficient stove. Those old newspapers piling up in the corner, they can be more than just recycling material. Roll them tightly to create fire starters that can help you get a blaze going in no time. Or, use them as insulation to keep warm in a pinch. A sturdy plastic bag, it's more versatile than you think. Use it to collect rainwater, ensuring you have a supply of fresh water. Or, in a survival situation, it can serve as a makeshift shelter to protect you from the elements. Don't underestimate the power of repurposing. Everyday items can be given new life and new purpose with a bit of ingenuity. An old belt that you no longer wear, it can become a life-saving tourniquet in an emergency, helping to stop severe bleeding until you can get proper medical help. Dental floss isn't just for your teeth. It can be transformed into strong cordage, useful for tying things together or even setting up a shelter. Even aluminum foil, which you probably have in your kitchen drawer, can be incredibly useful. Mold it into a makeshift cooking pot to boil water or cook food, or use it as a signal mirror to catch the attention of rescuers. The key is to think creatively. In a survival situation, your ability to see new uses for everyday items can make all the difference. See the potential in everyday objects. That old, seemingly useless item might just be the tool you need to survive. With a little ingenuity, you can create a surprisingly effective survival kit without spending a dime. By repurposing items you already have, you can be prepared for emergencies without breaking the bank. So, take a look around your home and start thinking about how you can turn ordinary items into essential survival gear. In a crisis, cash might be worthless. When the economy collapses or a disaster strikes, the paper money we rely on daily could lose its value overnight. Imagine a world where the usual means of exchange no longer hold any power. What will matter are essential goods and valuable skills. Learn to barter. Bartering, the age-old practice of trading goods and services directly, becomes crucial in such times. It's not just about survival, it's about thriving in adversity. Do you have a knack for gardening, basic mechanics, or first aid? These skills can be your currency. Growing your own food, repairing essential machinery, or providing medical assistance can make you indispensable in a community. These skills will be highly sought after. In a world where traditional jobs may no longer exist, practical skills become the new gold. People will line up for your expertise, and in return, you can get what you need. Take stock of your possessions: tools, non-perishable food items, blankets, and other essentials. Inventorying what you have now can prepare you for future trades. Even simple things like soap and candles can become valuable commodities. Everyday items that we take for granted can become scarce and highly sought after in a crisis. Bartering is about recognizing needs and finding ways to meet them. It's a mutual exchange where both parties benefit. Understanding what others need and what you can offer is key to successful bartering. Start thinking about what you can offer and what you might need in return. Make a list of your skills and possessions. Plan and organize your supplies to ensure you have something valuable to trade. Building a network of reliable trading partners beforehand can be a lifesaver. Establishing trust and relationships with others in your community can provide a safety net. In times of crisis, these connections can mean the difference between scarcity and abundance. Don't rely solely on your pantry. Familiarize yourself with edible wild plants in your area. Learn to identify common weeds like dandelion, purslane, and clover, which can provide valuable nutrients. But remember, never consume anything you can't positively identify. Invest in a good field guide or take a foraging class. Once you've gathered food, you need to preserve it. Sun-drying, pickling, and even burying root vegetables in the ground are age-old methods that require minimal resources. Securing your home doesn't have to be expensive. Reinforce doors with plywood and long screws. Use old garden hoses to create a simple yet surprisingly effective alarm system by strategically stringing them across windows and doorways. Board up windows with scrap wood or metal sheeting. Light is your enemy. Cover any openings that might let light escape at night. Remember, the goal isn't to create an impenetrable fortress, but to make your home a less appealing target. Deterrence is key. Survival is rarely a solo endeavor. Connect with your neighbors, share skills and resources, form a neighborhood watch or join a community garden. In times of crisis, a strong community can provide support, security, and a sense of hope. Participate in local events, volunteer your time, and get to know the people around you. Remember, your greatest asset is your community. The most valuable survival tool you can possess is knowledge. Take advantage of free online resources, library books, and community workshops. Learn basic first aid, fire starting, shelter building, and self-defense. Study historical accounts of how people survived past disasters. The past offers valuable lessons for the present. Never stop learning. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to handle any situation. The prepared life beyond Doomsday. Prepping on a budget isn't just about surviving a catastrophic event, it's about embracing a more self-reliant and sustainable lifestyle. It's about learning to do more with less, reducing waste, and appreciating the value of simple things. The skills you learn, gardening, preserving food, basic repairs, will serve you well in everyday life, saving you money and fostering a sense of independence. Water, the essence of life. Water is your most crucial resource. You can survive for weeks without food but only days without water. Learn to identify potential water sources in your environment, such as springs, streams, and even collecting morning dew. Invest in a few large food-grade storage containers to keep a reserve on hand. Remember, even seemingly clear water should be purified by boiling or using water purification tablets. First aid, your mobile lifeline. A well-stocked first aid kit is essential. Don't rely solely on a pre-made kit. Customize it to your family's needs. Include essential medications, bandages, antiseptics, and pain relievers. But more important than supplies is knowledge. Learn basic first aid and CPR. Take a class, read books, or watch instructional videos. In a crisis, your ability to provide immediate medical attention could save a life. Prepping for Doomsday on a budget is a journey, not a destination. It's about resourcefulness, adaptability, and a willingness to learn. It's about recognizing that true security comes not from material possessions, but from knowledge, skills, and strong community bonds. Don't be intimidated by the task at hand. Start small. Pick one area to focus on, and gradually build from there. Every step you take towards preparedness, no matter how small, is a step towards greater resilience and peace of mind.